Hello everyone, I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another episode of GregTech New Horizons. So, today I've got some cows set up behind me, and the reason for that is I finally want to deal with this dairy situation because we're doing good on nutrition. On everything else, our fruits at 99%, grains 92%, protein 100%, vegetable 87%, but our dairy is severely lacking at only 22%. So, what I basically did was I took the natural first step and I set up some little pen for some cows, got a few in and started breeding them up, and what we're basically going to do is we're going to try and use these to make some new foods today. And I also want to try and get into some quests as well, and basically I want to get into some food related quests. So if we go to our quest book, you'll see we've been working mostly in this tab over here, which was the Stone Age, but if you go below that, you'll see a lot of the quests, and we do actually have a few in these tabs here. Now, the one tab I want to focus on today is going to be fishing, farming, and cooking, which we do have a quest here, which is 32 wheat. Let's take the rewards. And we also had a quest in this tab, which was actually the boat, which we made before we were supposed to, but we can take that. Let's see. Water gardens, I've got those already. I don't think we need more right now. I can get more for spreading. Let's take the fishing rod. What is the recipe for that, by the way? That's not that bad. Anyways, so what quests I do want to work on today is gonna be a couple of them. So this is one I actually wanted to show you about: fresh water and fresh milk. And I've already gotten some of this. But basically what these do is, obviously in this pack we've got the Palms Harvest Craft mod, and that mod adds a tremendous amount of different food items. And with these food items, you can make some different things using water and milk. Now, instead of just using a bucket of water or a bucket of milk, you can put a bucket of milk to get some of this fresh milk. So I'll show you. If we come over here and start milking some of the cows, I can get this milk and I can put it into the crafting grid, and we get 4 fresh milk. So instead of only getting 1 milk, we get 4 pieces instead. So that's quite good. And we do need to get a stack. So let's see if we can get that from the cows. But then we'll do the same for the water. Okay. Now I do want to point out also, when you do this, you do want to try to use the iron bucket if you can, because if you use the clay bucket, see if I can see that. Yeah, if you use the milk clay bucket, you will only get 2. This one gives you 4, so it's a little bit more efficient. And we do need to get the water. And basically, I just come over here. I just use up these ponds to get that. Then I just fill it in with dirt. Do that a couple of times as well. Get the water that time. Get a little ahead of myself. Now let's just do that and then fill it in. There we go, that should be the quest. There we go, fresh water and milk. So those are going to be useful in helping us to make some recipes. Now, I finally have removed all the chests here from the front of the base. And what I basically have done is I've set up a little area over here. So all of this is just various kind of agriculture things. This chest is, I think, food items we have eaten. This chest is food items I have not eaten. You can tell that by it saying not yet eaten. So that's stuff I haven't eaten yet. These are the gardens. And this is seeds, various things in here, and saplings, and some of the bushes. So over here's a little crafting area. Now, kind of a little thing I was thinking about for this area is maybe having kind of a kitchen in here. Now, I don't think we can do it yet, but there is kind of a little multi-block kitchen you can make at some point. So I'm thinking this would be a nice area to put around here. But for now, I'm just kind of put some more stuff over here where we can just craft up some food items. So, got a chest with various things. And actually, that does remind me there was another quest I wanted to do as well, which was to get 256 sugar. And to make sugar, you use sugar canes with a mortar, I believe. So we do this. Yep, there you go. And I am using iron mortars, which can mortar down 64 things at a time. That should give us some sugar, so we can use that for some recipes as well. But if we want to get dairy in our diet, I think using fresh milk is going to be the best thing we can do. I think it makes sense. Let's put those barley seeds away. Crops. No, it's something we're going to have to get into at some point as well. I'll put it in here for the moment. I do still need to order some things around in the base. It is also going to be nighttime, so go head over to the bed, and then we'll start working on the big quest I want to get done, which is kitchenware. So this is going to be making various kitchen items. Some of them we've already done, but this is going to be something that's really going to help us make some food as well. Also, what do we want from here? Flour, salt, sugar, eggs. Eggs are tempting, but I've got a couple. Actually, let's do some butter. Could be useful. So let's go to bed here. Okay. Got speed 3, I was about to say. We're moving a bit fast, it's quite useful. We also have that quest, which gives us caramel apple. Let's eat that right now, in fact. There we go. Alright, so what we need to do is, actually we need to do it in here, because this is where my main tools are. So I actually bookmarked all these things as well. We don't need the fresh milk anymore, but I bookmarked quite a few items up here that I want to work on. I've got my tools all set up, so what we're going to do is, we are going to need some buckets, I'm just now seeing as well. We're going to need quite a bit of iron for this as well. I might actually have some more smelted up just in case we need it. Yep, just a bit. I do need to go mining pretty soon as well, so hopefully we've got enough. And, in fact, let's just grab the tools from here. What I've done here is, if you press the V key, you can place items, and if you right-click, you can get them off. So, that's something quite nice. Let's just take them all. I think we're going to need them to make some stuff anyways here today. So, let's just kind of go down the list, because I think this is all the items from that list we have in the quest. So, the first one is to make the saucepan, which is going to need some stuff. So, let's make a few plates. And a rod. Could make a few extras, but right now we're so limited, it's going to be a bit tough. In fact, I think we need another rod, because the screws is also in that, right? Iron screws. So to make that, I don't think we've made one of these yet. You have to make bolts with a file, and the bolts are going to be made by cutting a rod with a saw. So what we do is we just put the saw here, get the bolts, and then we come back and we get the screw. We're also going to need some buckets, so it's going to be a few more plates. Let's just do that. I'll make a few extras. And, yep, 2 more buckets. That should allow us to get our saucepan, which is that one off the list. We also need a pot, which we are going to need a few more things, some more resources. So yeah, we're going to go through quite a bit of iron just to make these, so. Iron rings. We haven't made iron rings yet, so the iron rings are going to be a rod with a file and a hammer, so that's how you're going to make some iron rings. There you go. Now, something else also about these tools is, but we're going to be using them a lot, and these are going to break over time, so we're going to have to make probably a few of these over the course of time here. Should be enough for now. We need more screws as well. And cut those. Eventually, we're going to want to stock up on these, but we're not so stocked up on iron right now, so I'm going to be a little bit careful, just make as much as we need. But there's the pot. Next, we need a rolling pin, which we do have everything for. Okay, sometimes when you do the shift right-click thing with these things, it can mess up a bit, with the GregTech tools at least. There's a rolling pin, that one's a bit easier to make. So that's quite good. Does use the file. Okay, rolling pin. Mortars, we've done that before. I'll make one out of iron. I've got some stone in here. Too much. go. Just make an extra mortar as well, why not? The mixing bowl, we are going to need another bucket. So, in fact, how many do we need? A few more plates. Go, extra bucket. And some more plates, and we need 4 screws this time. Okay, there we go. 4 screws. That should be our mixing bowl. And next, soft mallet, we've done that one before. So, I'll just make an extra. And then the skillet is another bucket. So we're going to need that. Now, something else I should also point out about these different materials, like the plates and the screws and the other stuff like that. Later on, as we progress, we will be able to make these more efficiently. So for now, it's a lot more painful, a lot more manual work. We do need some rods as well. So, but eventually, this is going to become much easier to do. I didn't make that. I used my own bucket on that one. Let me make another one. Good to have a bucket on you. Alright, so that is the skillet down. And now we just need to make an extra knife. Let's see. We do have a knife, but I'm kind of using that for my own purposes. So let's make an extra one just to be safe. I think you just put a hammer and a file. Let's do that. Not hammer and a file. A plate and a rod, I meant. Well, I guess you do use a hammer and a file too. Let's just do it this way. Other way. Yep. Knife. There we go. That should be all the tools. I'm just going to put these back on the wall for now. There we go. I got the quest. There we go. Alright, so now that we've got that, that completes a few things to open up now. And we can get some stuff from this. Flour. Firm tofu. Let's take the firm tofu. It's a food, actually. You can eat it, but I think it's used in other stuff as well. So, I'll store one in here for now. So I can eat that. And we'll put the rest in here. So, now what we can do is we can begin working. So, let's just throw all these in here for now. I'll figure out what to do. I might do something similar here. Place these on the wall. I don't know. But, what I want to see is, let's see if we can make something with that milk. Because there are some options here. And all of these should have some dairy involved. I don't know what we can and can't make. Edible salt. Bowls. Oh, no, mixing bowl as well. I do have some snowballs on me. Edible salt is just a pot. Ah, that's a good one, actually. We can make that, then. I think. So, if we come here. Yeah, let's make a bit of that. Some edible salt. Go, just like that. Oh, I did want to make this lunch box as well. It's an improved lunch bag. We'll get to that in a minute. But for now, let's see if we can make... Actually, let's make that ice cream I mentioned. That's not in the list there. That's going to be useful to make, I think. Because there is actually quite a few different types of ice cream we could make as well. So if we come into here, should be able to just make a bit. Let's just make 10. Go. Perfect. So that's going to give us a bit of dairy, but we could also turn it into some other types. Like strawberry ice cream. We actually do have some strawberries, in fact, so that actually is going to be good. Let's see. I've got a few here. Let's see. Anything else we could make? Not sure. Cherry ice cream? Do we have cherries? Yes, we do. Okay, let's see if we can turn those in. So, strawberry ice cream. And let's make some cherry ice cream. So yeah, that's a good way to get some sort of dairy products. So that should help us. There was some quests as well here we could try and see if we could do. Potato cakes, onion, butter. I don't know if I have onions, honestly. Do I have onions? One way you can actually look is if I come here and type in onion, and then you double click on the search bar here, it will highlight what you're looking for, and it doesn't look like we've got anything onion related. So what we can actually also do is they come from ground gardens, so we do have some. Not many. I'll keep one in there just in case, but I'm growing them as well. And doesn't look like we got it. We do have a few over here. I don't know how much we've spread. I did harvest some of these recently. Looks like we might have one. Should we give it a shot? Oh no, we actually got two. Actually, I kept two. So they spread. Let's break one, see if we get it. Nope, didn't get it. That's alright. We'll get those eventually. I do actually want to mention, I do have a goal. I want to try and expand this area out here eventually. We're going to rework this whole area eventually. Now, I'm not going to do this anytime soon probably, but eventually the kind of goal is all the different Pam's Harvest Craft foods I want to put into a giant farm so that we're basically harvesting all of that so we can make all the foods. Because the more foods we make, the more hearts we can get. And that's going to help us if we have to get into a fight with mobs or something. That should help us down the road. So that's something I do want to work on. And it is nighttime again, so off to bed we go. But yeah, so it does look like we've gotten a bit of food now, so that is something good. Let me put these away. Eaten that one. Not yet eaten. Not yet eaten. Not yet eaten. 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 Yeah, and I'm going to put those with me. So let's actually make that lunchbox as well. Because I did say we were going to make that. Now, that is going to be a bit of iron. I'm going to need... Yeah, I'm almost out of iron. So, lunchbox. Yeah, that is double iron, so... It's quite expensive. To make the double iron plates, I think we come here and do that. Yep, you put it on top instead of on the bottom. That gives you the double iron. And we do need 2 screws. Let's do that. Just like that. There we go. 2 screws, and I did see we need the screwdriver to, I think, make it. Yep, there we go. So this is going to be quite a nice upgrade, I think, for the to the lunch bag, because this one has 3 slots, this one has 6 slots. So you can just actually put all this ice cream in here as well, because that's all different food. And take all these out and I'll put these in. So that is going to help our food situation out immensely. Works out the same way, you just eat from it. Now, I don't even think there's any reason to have this thing anymore. I don't think it does anything. So, probably we'll just throw that thing out at some point. There might be... Yeah, there's a trash can right here. So if there's anything you don't want to keep, you can hit that trash can button over there. So if you press your inventory, it's right here, trash can. And you just put the lunch bag in and close out, and it's gone. You don't want to put something important in there because you may lose it, but... So do be careful when you do that. But, yeah, so put this butter away as well. But yeah, so that is going to help our food situation out immensely now. So now we've got room for more food in our lunchbox. And in fact, now that we've got 6 slots, I could put a stack of 6 different foods in here and we'll be in great shape. I won't have to fill this up for a long time. So that should be quite good. I'm collecting quite a bit of coins, by the way. We do have this common treasure. This was from the dungeon I think we did last time. Let's see what we get. That splash potion of harming. Instant damage 2. Okay. Put that with the other potions, and I'll put the coins up in here. Alright, so I think I'm gonna leave this one there. So we've solved some of the food situation. And in fact, let's see some food now. Yep. Daily count's gonna start going up finally, so that should help us. As long as I keep using some of that milk to make some foods, we should get more dairy in our diet, and that should help us. So I think that's where we're gonna leave it. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again. See ya.